car of Johnny Hankamp and the 99 of Dickie Larkin, looking at them all from the rear of the field. The red lights have been turned off. Matt Higgins has sent in the team going for Thunderbird pace car. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Extra Mark Convenience Store modified feature. Our main event of the evening, green flag is out. Up through turns 1 and 2, it's going to be Russ Reckner with the early lead. Brian Berger in that number 2 spot. We've got cars stacked up on the outside of turn number 1, and that's going to quickly bring out yellow flag here. Caution coming out on the speedway for cars involved up in turn 1.
All three involved up here in turn 1 on this original start. The first to pull away is rookie competitor, the 99 of Jeremy Mack.
Headlights have been turned off now. We'll be going back to racing green. No laps have been completed. So it virtually will be a restart, a complete restart here as Brian Berger from the inside of the front row and Russ Reckner from the outside of the front row get set for the restart here. Steve Devine down on the inside of row number 2 with the 42 car. Look for the pace car to sail in off of turn number 4 here. Matt Higgins sending in the pace car up there. We're ready to go back to racing green. Tonight's Extra Mark Convenience Store modified feature. Rolling off the corner in turn number 4, coming down to the restarting cone here in the front straightaway. Green flag comes out. We're now underway again. Up into turn number 1, Russ Reckner going to grab the lead from that outside lane. Brian Berger, the number 2 spot. Jack Cottrell coming right with him. Steve Devine is there. Eddie Marshall testing the outside lane, and Rich Rickey going to come down the inside. They are wheel to wheel up into turn 3. Rich Rickey working down on the inside with a fall-fitting steel fabricating car. Now swapping lanes outside in maneuver on the 98 of Eddie Marshall as he gives chase here up into the top 5 with the Marshall Oil Company 98 machine. Gary Waters right behind him on the inside lane. Steve Devine up on the top side. Tries to get a good run going off of turn 2. Now that back straightaway. Robbie Pitcher coming up with the picture, as does the 115 of Kenny Tremont. Russ Reckner, your leader off of turn 4. Down here in front, coming by to complete lap number 2. Russ Reckner leads the first 2 laps as we've got yellow back on the speedway. Car looping it up off of turn 2. The reason for the yellow flag here, so our second caution coming out. Restart. Leader's option here to restart on the inside or the outside. So Russ Reckner restarting from the outside of the front row. Team Goey, pace car, in off of turn 4. Ready to come back to racing green here in front. We've got 2 laps officially complete. Green coming back down, the Extra Mark Convenience Store main event. And now up in front, Russ Reckner will feel the challenge from Rich Rickey Jr. And we essentially have team cars out in front here. Russ Reckner aboard the Rich Rickey backup car shows the way, and Rich Rickey Jr., the fall-fitting, still fabricating 55 right behind him. We're going to be going yellow again. Caution coming out. 2 cars together up in turn 1.
Well, one going around here on the front chute. Hollis Morrissey with the 61 gets turned around right here on the front stretch.
But nonetheless, a positive one. Walt McCabe looking good out here in the high banks after a 6-year layoff. Red lights are off. 3 laps are in, according to Mark Fleury, Esquire, attorney at law. Lap counter up there in turn 1. And ready to go back to racing green now. As it comes back out, we're underway. Up into turn 1, Russ Reckner, Rich Rickey. They are 1 and 2. Brian Berger there for 3rd. Gary Waters working the outside. He is hooked up out here tonight. Gary Waters with the Magzaros Ignitions. Lebanon Springs Excavating 93 car. He takes up a number 3 spot from Brian Berger. Robbie Pitcher coming right up there with him, as does the S car of Guy Sheldon. Down to the inside goes the 8 machine of Jack Cottrell. Kenny Tremont up into the picture here as well. And look at this race right up in front with the Rickey Racers showing the way. We've got cars together and looping up off of turn number 2. One going completely around the 98 of Eddie Marshall. He tries to get refired under his own power. We had a number of cars collected together, most everybody able to continue here. Groups now up here entering turn number 3. Pace car should be coming in. It does so. And once again, we'll see the 55s at the mirror image, so to speak, up there in front with Russ Reckner showing the way. Rich Rickey right alongside. Green coming out. Up into turn number 1. Russ Reckner on the outside lane. Running strong at the head of the field, Rich Ricky, the number 2 spot. Brian Berger falls in line in number 3. Gary Waters there for 4th. Rob Pitcher in 5th. Guy Sheldon races in number 6 spot. Kenny Tremont now up to 7th. Jack Cottrell in 8th. And we've got a side-to-side race for 9th right behind them. Steve Devine and Brett Hearn completing in top 10. Up through the east end, Russ Reckner on the point. A little loose off the corner. Rich Ricky tries to get a run going on him down that back straightaway. The Ricky Racer showing the way right up in front. In that number 3 running spot, here comes Brian Berger with a dive down to the inside off of turn number 4. Brian Berger tries to get something going down low, pulls it back in line here, nose to tail in the front straightaway. Back in 4th spot, Gary Waters continues to ride there. Robbie Pitcher in 5th. Good run for the Chatham guys here tonight. Back in 6th spot is Hollywood Guy Sheldon, and now here comes the Bud car. The Budweiser King of Beers number 3 working to the inside of the S&S Asphalt Paving 115 of Kenny Tremont. They are wheel-to-wheel up through the west end. Hearn down low, Tremont up high. Here into front straightaway. Tremont going to battle back and regain that position. Good, hard racing action between Kenny Tremont and Brett Hearn. Again, Hearn will ride down to the inside of turn number 2, makes that inside lane pass. Now Kenny Tremont will battle back. He'll work to the inside up into turn number 3, and Tremont will pass the Hearn car. Great racing action as the front 3 start to move away from the rest of the field here. And we've got a side-to-side race for 4th place, but yellow lights coming on the speedway now with 8 laps showing complete. So 8 laps are now in. We go yellow here. And again, the Ricky Racer showing the way up in front. Brian Berger, great run for this young star out of Massachusetts there in 3rd spot. As we go back to Racing Green. Rich Ricky trying to get a run going on the inside of his team car. Ross Reckner, they stay that way side to side, battling down that back straightaway. Now Rich Ricky nosing into the lead. Side to side right behind them, Brian Berger and Gary Waters, and now Brett Hearn cracks the top 5. The Jersey Jet now rides in 5th spot off of turn 4. Down here in front, Rich Ricky, your leader, Russ Reckner in that number 2 position, and Brett Hearn is up to 3rd. The Jersey Jet on the move as he swings up to the top side. Gets a run going now down that back straightaway on the Russ Reckner car. He comes to him up in turn number 3. That's the race there for 2nd spot. Russ Reckner and Brett Hearn. 2nd and 3rd out here. Brian Berger rides back in 4th spot. In 5th is Gary Waters. In 6th is Kenny Tremont. Guy Sheldon races in 8th. Robbie Pitcher in 9th. And Chris Moore, last Saturday night's bridesmaid, rides in 10th. Brett Hearn has disposed of the Russ Reckner car, and the Jersey Jet now rides up in the number 2 spot. Reckner back in 3rd. Brian Berger in 4th. Kenny Tremont trying to climb into the top 5 here with a Fane Concrete 115 car. Cannot do it as Gary Waters hangs on to number 5 position. Waters in the Magda Russ Ignitions. Garrity Asphalt reclaiming 93 car, running strong here tonight in the number 5 position with the 93. Kenny Tremont coming to him down the back straightaway. We've got a car rolling slowly here in the front straightaway, and that's going to force yellow flag again. Caution coming out for the car rolling slowly here in the front straightaway. We're looking for win number 1 of 1997. Brett Hearn now right alongside looking for win number 10 of 1997. Pace car is in. Matt Higgins, your flagger, looks him over carefully. Green flag comes out now. This Extra Mart Convenience Store main event back underway with 12 laps showing complete. Rich Ricky goes to work. Here's Brett Hearn with a bit up on the top side. Gets that momentum going up off of turn 2. Now he slingshots off the corner down the back straightaway. And the Jersey Jet trying to get a run going down to the inside in turn 3. Rich Ricky with a fall-fitting, still fabricating 55 car. He's been stout out here tonight on the lead end. Brett Hearn unable to make the pass for the lead. He's there in 2nd spot. Brian Berger now up to 3rd place. Berger regaining a number 3 running position. Kenny Tremont up to 4th. And now Gary Waters races in the number 5 spot. Gary Waters there for 5th. In 6th is Guy Sheldon. In 7th is Russ Reckner. It's a 2-car pass of him up into turn 3. Chris Moore and Donnie Corella says yellow coming out on the speedway here. Caution coming out, problem up in turn 2. And we go yellow here one more time with 13 laps complete.
Here he will be held on pit road as the field is up in the west end, ready to go green this time.
Pace car comes in. 13 laps are complete in this Extra Mart modified main event. Rich Ricky goes to work again at the head of the field. The green comes back down. Brett Hearn gives chase up into turn number 1. Hearn diving to the inside, trying to muscle into the lead. He makes the pass off of turn number 2. Brett Hearn out in front. Rich Ricky will try to battle him back up into turn number 3, but Brett Hearn shows the way through the west end. Way up high in the groove there, it's Brett Hearn going after win number 10 of 1997. In second spot is Rich Ricky. Kenny Tremont now climbs into the top 3 here. The Payne Concrete S&S Asphalt Paving 115 car takes over number 3 spot. Brian Berger, good run for him tonight. He's there for 4th. And Guy Sheldon, Hollywood Guy, rides in the number 5 spot. 3 wide racing here. Chris Moore, Gary Waters, and Dickie Larkin. Remember, Larkin started at the rear of the field in the last position. Larkin now rides in the top 10 spot here. We've got a slide for life down here up into turn number 1, and a couple of loop-de-loos on the 57, the Reifenberg construction car. And we've got complete, looked like 2 full pirouettes down here in turn 1, down on the inner side of the front straightaway, down in. Lights have been turned off. We're ready to go back to racing action here in tonight's Extra Mart Convenience Store modified feature. Brett Hearn, Rich Ricky, Kenny Tremont, Brian Berger, Guy Sheldon, your top 5. Coming to Matt Higgins here in front. Green flag flies. We're back underway. Up into turn one, the Jersey Jet working on it here out in front. Brett Hearn with a Budweiser car showing the way. Rich Ricky in the number 2 spot. Kenny Tremont giving chase down that back straightaway. Got cars coming together in the back straightaway. That's the 10 of Chris Moore, the 99 of Dickie Larkin. They get it back up to speed here, rejoin the fray. Brett Hearn out in front, starting to open up some ground over second place man Rich Ricky. Kenny Tremont there for third. Brian Berger in fourth. And Gary Waters, a great top 5 run tonight. He once again regains the number 5 running position. That'll put Guy Sheldon back in 6th spot. Bobby Albert in 7th. Donnie Ackner racing in the number 8 position. Chris Moore in 9th. Dickie Larkin and John Hewitt battling for the number 10 spot. Larkin, remember, started last on the field. He's just outside the top 10 now as the Reifenberg Construction 24 car of John Hewitt takes over the number 10 racing position. Down the back straightaway, your leader, Brett Hearn, working on double digits in the victory column here in 1997, going after win number 10 of the 1997 campaign. Rich Ricky in the number 2 spot. Kenny Tremont there for third. Brian Berger in fourth. It's single file racing amongst those front 4 and 5 now. Gary Waters holding down the number 5 spot. Back in 6th spot is Guy Sheldon. Then Bobby Albert racing in 7th. Don Ackner in 8th and Chris Moore in 9th. John Hewitt completing the top 10. Don Ackner going to drop out of line now. He wants to get something going down to the inside of the Bobby Albert Kieran Camp car number 96. Can't do it there. He pulls it back in line. So now Chris Moore is going to take the Butler Building 10 car down to the inside of the Baldwin Racery 97. They've got a good war going there, side to side off of turn 2, down the back straightaway. Pulling in line will be the 97 and the 10. The 97 will back there, the 10 car of Chris Moore. They pull it back in line. Single file fashion here, the top 10 run with Brett Hearn showing the way. We are 2/3 of the way through this modified main, and we've got yellow on the speedway. Car turned around up in turn 2. Gets ready to go back to work again. He's had a tough week on the road this past week. Last victory coming last Saturday night right here at Lebanon Valley. Green coming back out. Brett Hearn goes to work at the head of the field. Rich Ricky at the number 2 spot. Kenny Tremont. Here's Brian Berger trying to get a run on the Tremont car. Berger pressing Tremont down that back straightaway. And Gary Waters, a lot of speed out here tonight. Gary Waters really got something working with the Mags R Us Ignitions number 93 machine. Guy Sheldon is there. Bobby Albert, Don Ackner, Chris Moore, John Hewitt, Dickie Larkin, your top 10. Running through the east end. Now Guy Sheldon trying to get a run going down the inside of the 93 of Gary Waters. Waters will battle him back. Keep Sheldon back there in number 6 spot. Bobby Albert, a problem on the Kieran Camp 96. He slows dramatically in the back straightaway. And we've got a car slowed down here and stopped in the
Divine down here, left front flat on that car.
Green coming back out with 21 laps now complete. Brett Hearn, Rich Ricky go at it again. Kenny Tremont, Brian Berger there as well. And look out, we've got a spin and a hard crash up into turn 2. Yellow quickly coming out.
Surface.
Okay, red lights are off. Ready to go back to racing green one more time here in this extra mark main event for the modifieds. Brett Hearn ready to go to work one more time at the head of the field. Green coming out. Here we go. Up into turn number 1. Rich Ricky tries to get that run going down to the inside of Brett Hearn. Hearn up the banking there. Really keeps up the momentum off of turn number 2. Brett Hearn down that back straightaway will lead. Rich Ricky, the number 2 spot. Kenny Tremont, Brian Berger, Gary Waters, your top 5. Here comes Tremont pressing Rich Ricky a bit off of turn number 4 into the front straightaway now. Your front 5 continue to run that way. Single file fashion, nose to tail. Back in 6th spot is Guy Sheldon. In 7th now, moving up to 7th is John Hewitt. Running in 8th unofficially will be the 12 car. Russ Blair in 9th is Glenn Grosjean. And Chris Moore completing a top 10. Up in front, Brett Hearn will continue to lead as he starts to stretch it out. Now he's got a 15 car length advantage over second place man Rich Ricky. Kenny Tremont there for third. The 60 car Brian Berger. He's been solidly in the top 5 all night long tonight. A good run here for Brian Berger. Gary Waters, we've talked about. He's had a great performance out here tonight as well with the Mags R Us Ignitions 93 machine. Now the race for the number 6 spot. Guy Sheldon in the Saxton side. Spitzy's Harley Davidson Sheldon Oil Services S car. And the Reifenberg Construction John Ray & Son Fuel Oil number 24 of John Hewitt. Good racing there for the number 6 running position. Down the long back straightaway. Top 5 start to string it out a bit here now with 25 laps complete. 5 laps remain in tonight's Extra Mark Convenience Store modified main event. Brett Hearn on the point. Rich Ricky unable to do anything with the Hearn car. As once again, Brett Hearn is the fastest car in the field, and he continues to pull out his lead and extend it over second place man Rich Ricky. Kenny Tremont there all alone in number 3 spot. Brian Berger, same deal for him, all alone in number 4 spot. And back in 5th continues to be Gary Waters in a top 5 performance. We got a car going up in a bit of smoke down here off of turn number 4. That's the Steve Devine machine, the 42 car. Steve Devine out of Washington Depot, Connecticut, is retired for the evening. He brings the 42 in behind the wall into the garage area. Out in front, a half a straightaway advantage now for the Budweiser Corporate Jet. Brett the Jet out of Sussex, New Jersey. Brett Hearn, the Budweiser King of Beers, Auto Palace 3 car, on his way to yet another victory here in the 1997 campaign. Brett Hearn working on win number 10 as he turns off of turn number 4 down here in front. It's going to be 2 laps to go this time by. 28 are in and 2 remaining for Brett the Jet. Brett now on cruise control out in front at the head of the field here. Rich Ricky, a solid performance for him. Ricky, 3rd place in points coming into tonight's show. Rich Ricky, a good solid run here with the Paul Fitting Still Fabricating 55 car. Down here in front, white flag time now. 1 lap remaining for Brett the Jet. Rich Ricky in 2nd spot. Kenny Tremont 3rd. Brian Berger 4th. Gary Waters 5th. Looks like they'll finish this way. Working their way down the back straightaway up into the west end for the final time. Brett the Jet through turn 3, now through turn 4, off the corner, down here in front, checker flag coming out, win number 10 of 1997 for Brett Hearn. Finishing in 2nd is Rich Ricky, in 3rd is Kenny Tremont, finishing 4th is Brian Berger, and completing the top 5, the S car of Guy Sheldon, as Gary Waters had that top 5 run come to an end, a problem on the final lap up in the back straightaway. Gates.
And my partner John Stanley has made his way down there to get a few words with him in victory lane.
Well, how about it, race fans? Out of the cockpit now, Brett the Jet. Brett Hearn, number 1, once again here tonight for the 10th time in the 1997 campaign. The Budweiser King of Beers, the Bud Missile down here, the Bud Bullet, as they say, visits victory lane. And Brett the Jet turned in to be kind of a long one with all those restarts tonight, but another impressive performance.
Well, I got to, thank the guys on the crew. We had a tough week. We had a great week. Our cars were just running so good, and we had 2 flat tires in the Skull races, and we had to bounce back tonight and win this race. I mean, we dodged a couple bullets, and we almost got wrecked there in the one time. Front end might be out a little bit, but we were still strong enough to get to the front. The Budweiser team, we came back up here this year to do one thing we had to do, and that was win the championship, and it's done now.
Well, no question about it. Brett Hearn has clinched the track championship tonight. Race fans, he's got it now. Nobody can beat him. And Brett, tell us about that incident you were caught up in turn number 2.
Well, it must have been a skirmish in the middle of the track, and I didn't quite see it. I got the right front into it pretty good, and I was really fortunate to get away from that one. The 10 car took a shot at me on the front straightaway here on one of the restarts, and then the 55 car, he's running me into the back end there, going for the start. So I mean, some things are necessary, some things aren't.
Well, you had a little bit of a tough luck on the road here. You mentioned in victory lane last Saturday night that the victory took the sting out of the Mr. Dirt situation. Tough time on the road here this past week, but no place like home, coming back here winning it at your home track.
Well, it's been all year long. I mean, we've been so comfortable with this car, and we've missed all the accidents, and the crew's really done a great job. And I got to thank my people, Budweiser and GT Brits and Auto Palace and Pennzoil and Cavallero, and all these people have been tremendous for this team, and we've really been rolling nicely this year.
Well, congratulations, win number 10 as you continue to go after the Tommy Corellis record. And let's get to our Busch Beer Big A Auto Parts Fan Appreciation Award. Everybody who voted for starting spot number 15 is the running for the prize package. And we'll congratulate you, Brett Hearn, win number 10.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
And picking up the Busch Beer Big A Auto Parts Fan Appreciation Award here tonight, which consists of a racing hat, a racing T-shirt, and a racing jacket, is Linda Duzlak. Linda Duzlak from Pittsfield, thanks to Brett Hearn down here trackside. Everybody who voted for starting spot number 15 tonight in the running for that Busch Beer Big A Auto Parts prize package. You can see Howard Potter after Victory Lane is concluded down here in trackside up in corporate VIP suite number 4 to claim your Busch Beer Big A Auto Parts prize package of that hat, T-shirt, and jacket. Linda Duzlak out of Pittsfield, congratulations. Well, fans, one more racing event to come. That modified main took a long time tonight, so it's almost 11 o'clock. But we still do have an Extra Mart Convenience Store Sportsman Division feature event to come. It's pulling down on a pit lane right now. Hope you can stick around for that. If not, we invite you back here for more high-speed racing action and excitement as we close in on the final weeks of the 1997 campaign. Remember, only 3 more modified features left in the 1997 season. Hope you can be here for every one of them along the way.
So our Extra Mart Sportsman feature ready to step out onto the speedway surface down here in turn 2 behind the Team Go E Ford Thunderbird pace car. Grid assembling down here in pit road. This will be a 20-lap feature event for the Sportsman cars. As the Victory Lane ceremonies just about wrapped up down here trackside, Brett Hearn with the sponsor photographs. Budweiser King of Beers number 3, posting win number 10 on the 1997 season, and as John said, now clinching the 1997 track championship for the modified division. So now the family shot, the Hearns into Victory Lane. So we'll give you how the starting grid should read. Starting on the front row, on the inside should be the 72 of Eddie Riska. Outside of him should be the number 12 of Denny Young. Back in row 2 on the inside, the 44 of Ronnie Blake.